Hola, muy buenas y bienvenidos a este nuevo vídeo de Game Master, el cual vamos a estar reaccionando al Combat Cast 3 de Mortal Kombat 1, Queen's Court. Yo voy diciendo, si que han salido gameplay del modo invasión y el primer capítulo de la historia, pero no quiero subir eso, pues básicamente, ¿por qué no? Porque son spoilers y yo quiero verlo junto a vosotros. Entonces, ha salido el Combat Cast 3, el cual, en base al movimiento de... Se suponía que Shao Kahn, Sindel y Rain, que son los personajes del anterior trailer, del cual he visto pero no reaccioné, lo siento, ¿vale? Un momento, y yo creo que vamos a ir empezando por aquí. Son unos 40 minutos de Combat Cast, así que bueno, a ir viéndolo, venga, allá vamos. Bueno, voy a aumentar la calidad un poquito, que está baja. Ahora bien, así.
The combat cast starts now.
Me sale aquí lo de configuración, no lo sé.
All right, and welcome to a very special combat cast. Kind of slipping one
Bueno,
in
mira,
here.
estaba viendo que
I
van a
remember
poner
I
el
did say
trailer,
that we
van a
were
poner el
there
trailer,
to
van a poner el
fight for
trailer.
this one, but they're Gamescom.
Right.
But we just showed a trailer, so we wanted to show off some characters, yeah?
He went all the way to Germany just to avoid fighting you.
I was not going to say that, but it's accurate. So here we are. We're going to today's going to be probably a little bit of a shorter stream. We don't have any guests or anything like that, but we're going to walk through 3 characters today. Before we start that, let's introduce ourselves.
Stephanie Brownback, QA lead.
And I'm Tyler Lansdowne, one of the community managers here at NetherRealm Studios, and we are super excited to show you some stuff from the trailer.
Yes.
But before we do that, if you haven't seen it yet, we should show them the trailer again. Do you want to send it off?
Here we go. It's the Queen's Court.
Awesome.
Este es el trailer, ¿vale? El de la Game, no sé si lo subo al canal. Me viene bien que lo ponga, la verdad.
There are outworlders who would prefer us to be at war. General Shao.
Victor of the Tavarian War, conqueror of the Quatan Plains. All of Outworld is grateful for his service. You would consign us to endless war.
Better that than be Liu Kang's lapdog.
Did not your illustrious father teach you that war is the last resort? Do not forget that, General. We gather once again to honor my late husband's legacy, to continue the tournament that he founded with Lord Liu Kang.
Empress Sindel.
Let us meet your champion.
Earthrealm's champion is Raiden, Your Majesty.
Is it me? Or is Earthrealm's champion scrawnier than usual?
He has earned his place by embodying the very best qualities of Earthrealm's people.
I am ready, Your Majesty. Whom shall I face?
We will destroy your champion, Liu Kang. He will taste no victory.
your queen.
Buen trailer, la verdad. Como todos, en verdad, todos los trailers de este juego son muy buenos, así que todos los trailers de este juego son muy buenos, así que tampoco me esperan.
All right, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
exciting. I've been waiting for this one to come out because of a certain character.
Same here. Probably not the same character.
I like them all, but I'll let you start.
Yeah, I mean, Sindel, one of my all-time favorite MK characters. Super stoked she's back. Also, though, Motaro, my favorite sub-boss. I will take him over any Shokan any day.
Okay.
Me deposito
I'm
tenemos.
General Shao. I've been super excited since
Vale, un momento, vamos a avanzarle un
Take a look
poquito
at the Queen.
hasta
All
que se
right, so
ponga a
let's
jugar.
start
Vale,
with
ya lo
some of
tenemos
the
aquí.
basics.
El cambio de
Two cool
Sarina.
things about her in this game is she has these cool VFX, like this purple energy, and then the use of her hair.
regal purple. the Queen.
Absolutely.
Buen daño, la verdad.
She has really good range, as you'd imagine someone with magical long hair. And there's a couple normals I really wanted to talk about. First is Forward 4, which kind of takes out of the page of the last game, and it's like kind of her main mid-range tool you want to use to get in.
And that's a mid, right?
Yes. And it's pretty quick, but it has a really neat new follow-up. She jumps into the air, it's a low
Bueno,
combo
bueno.
starter, and she can actually
Buen
control
combito, la verdad.
how far she goes. She can do the close version and actually land right in front of them, far version. Or she could just do it by
Esto
herself.
con vacas no sé, son muchas alargaciones de combos.
Go
That's a
for-
wrap.
O sea, he pensado
Thank you.
esto luego combear.
Go for this cool low, or one of her block strings. Another normals is back two, which leads into an overhead, and she can combo into it, or you can do back two by itself and actually be airborne. Let's go over the special moves. We'll start with the classic, the Scream, the iconic, quintessential Sindel move. It's still one of her best combo starters. It stuns. They can't hear anything for a while. She's gonna get a free hit. You can kind of do it at mid-range if you think you caught them sleeping, not blocking. Like I said, it's great to hit confirm. It's
With punish.
Exactly.
I just
right.
throw it out all the time.
All the time. Then let's go over fireballs, which are always one of the most important kind of key things about her offense. She has high hairball, low hairball.
Which is in the moves list.
Yes, that's canonical, hairball. And then air hairball. New to this game is it's a straight, very quick fireball. It is not the downward arc it has previously done. You can do it really low to the ground and it's quick, and I think it's pretty effective. Look at that, I still got it. Her EX versions have some interesting properties. So, the straight one will actually eat up fireballs. So if you use a barometer or a zoning war, you'll actually beat out their projectile. And the low ones are really neat. So she adds that little hair whip at the beginning, and up close, actually a hit that will pop them up. Which means in the corner, you can do cool stuff. Like, get a combo. Oh my gosh. There we go. Maybe I don't still have it.
Bueno, tremendo combito.
I think it's good.
Thank you. So it's neat. It turns this pure zoning tool up close into an actual offensive tool.
So two different ways you can use it.
Exactly.
Both equally cool.
You can also use that with your mix-ups, which gets to the next tool, her cartwheel, the overhead, straight from MK9. If it EX it has armor, it's really good up close, it's great as a wake-up attack, you can use it after moves like this, you can mix it up with low, her sweep, and a really fun down three. Look at that.
So like for me when I play against you, you really have to be paying attention because one of the moves is a mid, the other is overhead.
Exactly.
They look different, but you have to
Yes.
you can't be on autopilot.
Right. And then lastly, she has the classic levitate, which she can float in the air, she can drop straight down. So like for example, you're trying to zone, we can standing low fireballs to go under your hairball. Not very effective to low fireball when you're literally not touching the ground.
Right.
She can also cancel it, and she can do fun cancels. Like, for example, she can do the back two, the airborne, go into her flight, and if you EX it, it's actually significantly faster. And she has some true block strings that they won't be able to interrupt.
Got it.
Now let's talk about how this can play into her cameo. I have chosen, oops, set it to all. I have chosen Serena, who we got a little taste of in the last trailer, but now we're actually going to show her moves. So her first attack is the blade. It's a very quick projectile. You can see the cooldown is pretty quick. Then she also has Kia's blades. She goes full demon, throws multiple, they come back, and this actually leads into combos, so you can do fun stuff. You can turn that into a full combo.
Bueno, 330%. El combo de 30%.
In a lot of ways. She also has her demon up kick, which is a great wake up attack. It's
Un
invincible.
ataque rápido, ¿no? Sería buen
You can
cambio.
also use it as
Si
an anti.
el fatality de cambio de Sarin.
And then
Estaría
lastly,
bien,
she
pero
has
no
a
lo
fourth
creo.
move. Every cameo has at least 3, and some might have more, so she's one of those. Jakata's Curse. She puts this rune on the ground, and while the opponent is standing in it, let's set it to default. Liu Kang's meter is being drained. Pretty quick,
Yeah,
you can
pretty
see.
fast.
Yeah. Now, this is an
que
ambush
drena
move, which
especial.
means you can do it
Bueno,
while
especial.
Sindel's doing other
Drena-
actions. So, for example, while you have a combo going, you can summon her.
Drena.
Oh, there's a lot of setups there.
Yeah,
O
so
sea,
you can imagine you can use that in
te
the
quita
corner,
barras de
in the
movimiento
middle of the
especial
combo, have her coming
amplificados.
out,
Uf, eso fastidia
meter,
mucho.
stuff like that. She could even do nasty stuff like drain your meter so you can't break a combo in the middle of your combo.
Porque los ataques especiales amplificados son muy
She does
importantes. en
not,
los
which is
combos.
let's maybe get into that a little bit more. So let's go back to what we said earlier. Sindel has a couple of moves using the cameo system. So, you know, Sindel in the lore, she's the queen. She has this commanding presence. She has, you know, what the kids would say is Riz.
Oh, they would say that.
Thank you. And, you know, she could use that to actually command her cameo and maybe more. So let's start with this buff move. Once you activate it, while it's active, cooldown, it will be significantly faster for your cameo. So you can see normally, this move's already pretty quick. Once she has this active, it's even quicker, and Serena, she is recovering so fast her cooldown, she can basically do that like almost indefinitely. So you can turn what normally would be kind of a limited use move into something that you can just use almost like any other special move. Or some of the other ones like Kia's Blades to have a pretty long cooldown, it's significantly faster when she has that active.
Now she's giving herself up there.
Correct.
Interesante esto, ¿no?
Yeah.
Correct. But once she gets going, her cameo use is substantially better. There's also an EX version with a really interesting twist. When she EX it, she's now commanding the opponent's cameo, and if the opponent tries to break, they will be stunned, and you get a reset instead. So let's show that again. Have the move active.
No me estoy enterando muy bien de lo
When
que
it goes
está
for a
pasando.
breaker, you can see Sonya actually is like, gets the little head and,
Que si el
oh
enemigo
my
lleva
god,
el
I'm
camello y no hace nada.
and your breaker is not just disabled. Once you get that stun, they popped up and Sindel gets a full reset.
Got it.
No breakers allowed.
Couple ways to
El
avoid them.
breaker
Yes.
que te lo para, que no hace el breaker.
There's also
Pues interesante,
another really
esto es muy
interesting
interesante.
I'd like to show.
Y esto es muy interesante.
So for this one, Sindel can take control of an opponent's cameo and stun them. So for example, I will call it out, and Sonya is actually dizzy.
Yep.
If Sindel is in the
Demasiado
middle of doing this
interesante.
move,
Eso está muy bien.
while the cameo's out, so you have to do it on a read. The cameo is stunned for this entire length of time and cannot be summoned.
Okay.
There's also an EX version. With this version, Sonya will leave the screen and I gain control of her. And I actually get a free use of either of the cameo's moves of my choosing. So for example, I now have Square Wave. And that use of
you can pick any of them.
Correct.
Not just
Any
the one
of
they were
Sonya's
doing.
moves. Right.
Got it.
I have control over it for a pretty good amount of time, and it does not cost any kind of cooldown or anything. So you could actually do stuff like I could summon Sonya to start leg grab to go into a combo, and then go into Serena's demon-like anti-air move to end the combo if I wanted. You could even use
Muy
3
interesante, la
cameos
verdad.
in one combo if you wanted to.
People are gonna have some fun.
Esa habilidad a lo mejor puede estar un poquito
it's
rotilla.
really, really neat. And it's something that's gonna, how effective and the way you use it is gonna change on what the opponent's cameo is.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to Fatal Blow? Is that
I
all?
think that's the best way we can finish, right?
Let's do it.
Aquí ya lo vimos. El de ambos personajes lo aquí.
Oh yeah, the
Crazy,
big hair is
super cool.
amazing.
Ah, claro, por el combo.
That is a nasty one.
Yeah, the leg pull. I feel that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
it's
that's
definitely.
Vale, ya han
amongst the
terminado con
most
Sendai,
great
parece.
ones, I
Un
think.
momento.
pretty
Voy a
bad.
ver.
Pretty. I mean, good, bad.
His
Vale.
wizard staff.
Rain, vale, ahora vamos con
He
Rain.
uses it
Con el cambio de
in most of
strike.
his normal attacks. And he is definitely now much less of a physical fighter than he ever has been before. He is a very powerful mage, and he uses it in most of his attacks. There's a couple normals I really wanted to talk about. Like you can see even his sweep. Instead of using his foot, he literally uses his water staff. This is definitely
I
the
love the
coolest
kick
thing.
up, the
It's
kick
so
up.
good.
And you'll notice the water leaves the top, gets in there, and then comes back to the top.
Right. I absolutely love it. So let's start off with a couple normals I really wanted to show. His forward 2, forward 2, 1, 3 is just like really good range mid, pretty quick. He's also got forward 3, which is an overhead, into a double overhead, and he gets a pop-up. That'll be one of his most important, I think. And then one other normal I really wanted to show was the standing 4, which, even though he's no longer a ninja, he still has tremendous leg strength. So strong that he can actually kick you across the world. Now this is an interesting one, because if you hold it, he gets a combo.
Este movimiento siempre me parece
can
un poquito
also
raro, la verdad.
cancel out of
El
the
humor
hole.
del combatón. El de que
To fake you out.
tirarle una patada de un lado
Okay.
y que se lese por el otro.
There you go. See, I'm good. And let's check out his throw, which is a nice nod to the classic water bubble. He goes in with you, and then you burst out.
Interesante agarre. No lo habíamos visto, ¿eh? El
So you can see
agarre.
his normal
Ni
attacks
el
are
Fatal
very
Blow, el
fresh
Fatal Blow de
and
Rain
different.
todavía no lo hemos visto. Y
And
me
I think the
suena que el
water
Fatality
effects are
tampoco, pero el Fatality no
So
creo
you
que
wanna
lo
go into
haga.
his special moves?
I think so.
So he has some really interesting zoning tools. I mean, some might even call him a premier zoner. And let's start with his straight projectile, which takes up a ton of real estate, is fairly swift, and has some interesting ways that you can change it. If you EX it, he gets a full knockdown. He can actually hold it down and get a stagger. And you can actually cancel out of this hold down. So you can mix up doing the move,
Yeah.
doing different timings, doing the EX, or canceling out of it. Keep the opponent guessing. When you have a projectile like that that takes up a ton of space, what's the one thing you know the opponent's going to try to do to beat it?
Jump.
Jump. And that's not going to be super effective because he has an anti-air version. And this has a very neat EX that actually allows him to pop up for combos.
Okay.
So I think it's pretty cool. Again, it makes a full, full screen projectile become kind of an offensive tool up close.
Solo hace
Now,
un hit.
one thing would be, well, what happens if they're using projectiles against him? And he has a water bubble where he surrounds himself in water, and any projectile is going to be negated. It'll actually just be destroyed when it hits the water bubble. And this is something that he can set up, go behind, go in the middle of.
Works as a shield.
Exactly. But if he exits, it surrounds him and travels with him.
Kind of walk him down.
Exactly. So then you can go in, do his lows, do his overhead, all that good stuff when he has the water shield on.
Gotcha.
Now, there's other ways you can get in. He could set these water portals, and he can set them anywhere he wants. And then he can actually warp through them. So you could do cool stuff, like set one here, go in when you want to get out, warp back to where you were. Or, when you're in, you can set one, do some fun zoning, and then use this to get back in.
Okay.
And then you can go straight into combos, fun stuff like that. Now, once you've established that you're willing to teleport or throw out some of these fireballs and the opponent's scared to move, you can start using the whirlpool. He has close, medium, and far. These will go on the ground, and if the opponent walks into it, they get popped up for combos.
Nada, Rey mola mucho, Por ahora Rey me está molando bastante.
Grabs the top of his staff and
Yes,
throws it down.
it is
Really cool.
so cool looking.
Mientras hay que
Another movie
saber
has
manejar los personajes.
is
Porque si no,
Guys,
todo esto no lo vas a ir
this
haciendo, pero
is
sí.
a pretty good advancing
Más o
special.
menos.
You can 2 and 1 into. And if he exit, it has armor. So it's a good wake-up attack, a good way to put pressure. And I think it'll be one of his best combo enders. And then lastly, one more awesome full range move that kind of shows the full extent of his power.
So cool.
And this is a move that he can actually hold.
Junto con los
Or
botones, como
cancel and
se
just drop down. So you can do stuff like you're doing your,
Es un
your
poquito raro
water
porque
ball and
no
with
veo
the
botones.
fireball,
O
and it's
sea,
going to
cuando
the
haces este
opposite.
ataque no veo botones.
Go into this.
R2, güey. Y te deshace con
Take
el
out the
R2.
opponent. They drop down. You can set up. You can do all kind of stuff. Set up portals. Be doing that Thunder God move. Cancel it. Go through the portal. Just all kind of options for the screen. I think he's going to be a really interesting character to kind of freeze them up full screen to get him and start doing his mix-ups. And speaking of the mix-ups, let's kind of show how he can use his cameo and go with that. I assigned him Striker because I think a cop teaming with a wizard is the exact kind of thing you'd see in Mortal Kombat, right? So the first thing I'll show with Striker is he has his grenade toss. Straight out of MK3, comes in, throws the double grenades. They can either go low or high. And you can imagine, these are ambush moves, which means they can come out while Rain is doing his attacks. So you can do stuff like you're doing your straight water beam while he's doing his grenades. They can also aid you in combos. So you can do stuff like
Got it.
Striker also has a set of baton moves. He's got Kast, where he comes in and does an overhead, and the classic baton sweep from MK3. So these are lows and overheads. So,
Got
great
access
example.
to both of them.
Yes. So, one thing you could do, you got your overhead, the opponent's stand blocking all the time because they don't want to get popped up. What am I supposed to do? Sweep them. But you can also do this in a string. So in overhead, you can do overhead, low. Then they get used to the timing. They're like, oh, I'm one of these like Ninja Killer or Sonic people with good reflexes. I can fuzzy that. Then you start doing stuff like Cop Bop. Mix it up. So just from this 50-50, he can use Striker to have more 50-50s.
That's how you beat Sonic Fox.
That's the key. That's
Got it.
all you have to do.
Got
And
it.
like a famous football player once said, it's more than a 50-50.
Got it.
Lastly, Striker has one more move, which I think is probably my favorite.
My favorite thing is he used a sports reference.
Well, sort of.
Half and half.
Striker comes from behind and handcuffs you. And this gives you a reset. Then you get a bunch of advantage and you can go for a mix-up.
Okay.
So you get into your combos with a handcuff move, then go in and continue your offense. So like you could start a combo with your overhead, go into the handcuffs, and then make them guess low.
Got it.
It's super fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I think that's Rain and Striker, and I maybe go into his Fatal Blow.
Let's take a look.
And I'll just say Striker is my favorite Fatal Blow.
Okay.
El Fatal Blow, venga. A ver qué tal.
All right, that was Rain.
Yep.
Very
el-
exciting. People get their hands on Rain
Y
soon.
el
That'll be
General
awesome.
Shao, hombre, Shao
Be careful when
Kahn.
you're near the axe. That's all I'm going to say. Swings for the
Shao
fence.
He's a
Kahn.
power.
Ahí está. General Shao.
He's back two.
Confirmamos
It
el
has
nombre,
advantage.
General Shao.
So if you're blocking, don't want to push any buttons probably.
Yeah, I was
buttons
just
there?
jabbing.
Don't do that because you're going to get hit.
Right.
Great move there. This is a really quick, kind of almost get a little distance to it too. Like I can get you from there. Like really nice, kind of can lead in some combos.
Right.
Punishing move I like to use is this right here. Very fast, bounces them up. We can show some more stuff with that later. But obviously you can see there's some pathways with that move.
I also really like how his kick attacks are just either uses his axe or he's just huge big boots.
Just like
Yeah,
standing
just-
big boot. And like a lot of people, I enjoy the two-player animation strings.
Right.
So he has this overhead, doesn't combo anything, but hit the throw button afterwards.
So good.
And he also has a low one as well. And I'm sure we'll come back to those later as well.
Right.
Now let's talk about his special moves. His special move, the one that kind of encapsulates what he is Power Strike. He will just throw the axe on the ground, and there it is. You have about 7-8 seconds just to do stuff without the axe, right? You can also call it back. Boom.
Okay.
Now when it's on the ground,
Exacto, ¿eh?
different strings. That's back one.
Nice.
He also, and I get the axe back after of course doing the command grab.
So all of his axe moves get replaced with different normal attacks.
Yes.
And some are faster, some have different reactions.
Right. And some change some of your other special moves. We'll get to that in a second.
Even his throw changes.
Yes, even his throw. So here's his throw. While we're at it, let's just show the, Mataro as well. And then with the axe, he just bangs in the face with the axe.
Right.
Other specials he has. So you can huge. That was the meter burn. You got a full screen projectile. Now if you're close, you can. Sorry about that. You can do some of this.
Pops up. Nice.
Right. He has a buff. This makes your axe powers do more damage. You can also EX that to get more time on it as well. Big move in his arsenal that also leads to a lot of crazy good damage is his armored launcher is his knee.
It's kind of represented, kind of makes me think of the MK3 like up shoulder, except now it's a knee.
Right, and you can
Porque
throw
General
that
Shao
out.
tiene 950 de vida,
But
tío.
if
Y solo va a tener 950 de vida, va a tener menos vida que el
EX the
General
knee,
Shao.
you get a free power slam.
Se lo convierte con bastante poder.
So you can do like that.
Okay.
And then his axe is on the ground again.
Okay.
So that's how you rotate throughout the character, right? And now it's on the ground, now it's back to me. So then you can start doing really cool stuff like this into power slam, back into that.
Nice.
That's a
Tremendo
pretty
combo,
nice
¿no?
chunky combo.
And now you have the axe
Es
back.
340 de vida.
When the axe is on the
13
ground,
hits.
other cool things can happen. Power slam, now, have a ground pound.
Neat.
Now here's the action. When you are on the axe, it's an overhead loop,
Okay.
which is kind of tough to block.
Yeah.
You can also, throw this down, do this.
And
Combo
that's
after.
like a quick recall.
Right. Yeah, so if you have it down, you also have a move where you can just be near it, and it's very fast. Slash.
Okay.
So a lot of really cool stuff you can do.
And he's clearly meant to be going in and out during
Yes.
the fight, in the middle of combos, getting it back at the end of combos.
Maybe recalling it if you want to.
Right.
Lots of stuff like that. But if you are, as my opponent, near the axe, there's a lot of stuff you need to think about.
Right, so it's almost like with the axe, you have, kind of really good range, not the quickest moves. Without the axe, you're much quicker, and
Yes.
you can use it, establish the axe on the screen, and they're going to have to respect it, and that's going to kind of open up your grabs, your mix-ups, stuff like that.
And it's super cool. You can also, he also, has some, can pick stuff out of the air and that sort of thing. I mean, the knee into power strike is huge.
Right.
Right. Really important. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I do want to show some stuff with Motaro.
Okay.
So Motaro has a couple things you can use. Now, obviously, I'm a big guy. Projectiles might scare me.
Right.
Well, I can do this. I can pull them out, walk behind it. You don't want to be throwing projectiles.
That's so
That
good.
will reflect. And I'm walking it down with that.
I love that, that's a way to call back to his thick reflect skin from
Right.
MK3.
Now you're a little confused. What do you do? Boom, you're
Nice.
He also has this turret he can do. Will shoot 3 shots at you. Has a low one too, he can do that. Now here's something that I've chosen Motaro with General Shao for a reason.
Okay.
Remember this move? Can't do a lot out of it.
Right.
He has this teleport, right?
Okay.
Maybe you can read a projectile, maybe not. But you can move around the battlefield quicker as
Right.
General Shao. But with this overhead, I can teleport and still
That's a
continue a
true
combo.
combo.
It's a true combo. So now you have to worry about this, and you have to worry about something like this. Like that's now in play.
Right.
So you can do the full thing too. You can do like
What a cool example of one of my favorite things about the Cameo system. It allows you to break the rules and restrictions of your roster.
And I think that's why I love Shao so much. Because he breaks the rules also with the
También los combates están ahí aquí con el General
It's a
Shao.
special into a special, which Johnny can do too. Of course, he breaks that rule at times with his meter, with his height meter. But yeah, there's a lot of cool, fun, sort of breaking the meta of what Shao is, just so you can do with that.
And
Really
I think
cool.
it's so neat about the Cameo system. You kind of look at your play style, look at your character, and think, what are my weaknesses? What are the things I think I'm missing? And you can use your Cameo to turn those weaknesses into strengths.
And for me, it's like if I'm so far away from people, just as a zoner, just even having this just to get me out of dodge, right?
Right.
Now I'm close again.
Now
and
you're close.
now you don't want to be there. Let's
Vamos
show
a
the.
ver.
Oh, we need to
Vale, ya
give
solo queda
yourself a-
ya solo queda el Fatal Blow.
do that real quick.
Ya solo queda
Show
Fatal
the
Blow,
fatal
creo.
blow.
It's a real good one.
Drops it from the sky.
Oh, he's not horsing around.
Oh, my. General Shao.
Pretty cool.
Super fun. I've had a really good time playing with them. Just a different style of fighting, different than you're used to for General Shao, so
Right.
it's been a really cool time.
Yeah, and I think it's really neat. We also showed Geras having these big, brute characters who you might think is like, oh, they're brain dead brawlers or whatever. And no, in this game, no, they're not. They're definitely, really interesting, nuanced characters. It's really cool.
Or they can just swing an axe as hard as they want.
Or you could just do back to over and over again and do throws.
Right, and that's also
Right.
a fun way to play. So before we go, Derek's not here, and this hurts so bad. You know that.
Bueno,
No
moment.
nuance needed.
No, these are our two monster brawler guys. They love to
Un momento.
fight.
Shao
They're
Kahn contra
nasty.
Baraka, un momento.
So
Que
we've
aquí
got
un
Baraka
combate.
with Striker
Leaves his blades in the ground, regrows blades. Awesome.
and Shao with Motaro. I have no idea why Striker would be working with Baraka, but you don't always have to follow the lore.
Bueno, aparte de tremendos combos.
Big whiff.
Whiffs that overhead.
Power slam.
Let's see if Shao keeps him in the corner. Nope, switches sides.
Now you can, with that move, choose which way you want to go.
Right. Oh, big stab, shish kebab. Back to flaming neutral.
That big jump stomp that Baraka does is very fun.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be big.
Notice how he had his
El
knee
de Baraka no lo hemos visto, ¿verdad?
pop up without the axe in his hand, without any movement.
Forgot to block
No lo
the
hemos
second
visto, ¿qué
part,
va?
that fatal blow, the low, that's tricky. Paid for it.
No, el fatal blow de Baraka no lo habíamos visto, ahora lo hemos
Sí.
visto.
One way to look at it is at least Baraka no longer has his fatal blow. Good jump attack.
Fishing for some throws, got him punished.
Ooh, breaker.
Big break. That was going to put the axe on the ground and lead to some damage.
I love that his breaker is just a big hind kick. It's so exciting to see Motaro back. You know, he's a character that makes very, very few appearances. Like, I've always wanted him back. Very exciting.
No, esos combos hacen un daño tremendísimo.
Yes. Sometimes you gotta do it again. The no mix-up, mix-up. Big overhead.
Very quick overhead when the axe is in the ground.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There could be matchups where it's better to not use your axe as much, have axeless be the main way you fight if they're a faster character, maybe like a Liu Kang or something. Another breaker. They take 3 bars in this game, and I think one thing a lot of people forget is your cameo has to be available.
And notice when he breaks right then, right before power strike, his axe is staying to the ground.
This is a close one.
No, General tiene 950 de vida, tiene 50 menos de
really
vida
good punish.
que el resto de personajes.
Gets the turn out. Nice. That'll be it. Let's see what he's gonna do.
No, ostras, su fatality. Nah, el de Motaro. Bueno, también me sirve.
It's dangerous for Baraka. Well, that didn't go well for Baraka.
Melted.
That's a bummer.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us.
Bueno, vimos también el
hear what you
fatal
think on
blow de
Twitter.
Baraka
Yeah.
y el fatality de
Characters,
Motaro.
for
Hombre,
myself
salimos
and Stephanie.
ganando, aparte de lo que nos
We
dijeron.
will see you next time on the Combat Cast.
Así que bueno, esto sería. No sé cuánto tiempo llevo de vídeo, la verdad, no tengo ni idea. 38 minutos, bueno, yo me voy a ir despidiendo ya por aquí. Nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo directo, short, lo que sea de aquí en vuestro canal de confianza, Kame Master.